in cooperation.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It's in cooperation because of facility and financing. So we share the cost. The district takes care of the maintenance and the cleaning part of it, at least right now, and we share the cost of the personnel.
So it's an intergovernmental agreement or memorandum.
It's an MOU.
Okay.
Exactly.
And that would sort of be the structure if we were, the
Right.
preliminary structure if we were looking at combining library districts, possibly.
And I do want to commend you because I go to a lot of meetings at the library in Woodland Park. It's fabulous.
Thank you.
It's always top notch.
Yeah. Well, I'm super proud of my team. My board's awesome too, so nothing but praise in terms of the team I'm dealing with, that's everything.
And it's in the fluorescent library is just awesome also.
Yeah, they're the little library that can. I love
it's
little
fun
libraries.
in there. It's like.
I started out in a very small library. It was like 1,200 square feet in the town of Simla.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really what I'm hearing from you, sir, is probably no traction when it comes to that. And that would be the thing we'd have to dig down and do some research.
Well, like I said, I'm not making any judgments. I'm just saying we need a lot more information than what we're getting right now.
Sure, yeah. And that's mainly why I'm here, just to gauge it, because if I dig into research and structure, I'd want to know that you all wanted that to happen, so that I'm not just sort of engaging in this and it's a quixotic act where I'm just kind of an act of futility, if you will.
Right. Well, again, we'd have to talk with the library board as well.
Sure.
I mean, we'd have to talk amongst ourselves. As you know, there's pretty strict laws about interacting out of board meetings.
Oh, yeah.
So we have to be careful about that too. So unless we can sit down and have a session where we can actually talk about it, at this point, everything's just, it's kind of like up in the air.
Sure. I've been in arrangements similar to you all's arrangement with the library district with the town of Albert's school. So we actually ran a library in that one that was combined public library and school library. So familiar with that situation to a certain extent. But, maybe you can have Miriam just reach out to me once you've had an opportunity to discuss and see if you're interested with the library board as well, and just see if you're interested. And hey, no harm, no foul.
Right.
Or maybe it's not the right time for it, but whatever. Just know that our ears are open when it comes to that. And I'm the kind of person that loves to explore possibilities, even if they end up dead in the water, or even if it takes 20 years for them to sprout. So, just let me know when it comes to that.
But I'd like to add some things to this. So, as Mark noted that, yes, we have a conservative leaning, but on the other side, we have a progressive side where vernacular, we kick ass in terms of integration and partnerships. And obviously, I know this because of the Community Caring Foundation. It's almost 25 years old. And again, it is a one-stop shop resource center. Agencies together in a collaboration.
Yeah.
I think that these pages speak for themselves. And again, as I spoke, our mission is to take and serve others and to build community, and our theory of change is education. And so to have a connectivity of a library to a community is again, it builds solidarity in terms of us building our capacity to improve the quality of our life. And that we have done, and we will continue to do that. And so I do know from past experience that these things, don't happen right away. There's a vision. And if the vision brings us to a higher ground, then we are duty bound to go forward with that, because we build our future, our children. And I know that just last, on June 2nd, we finalized a MOU, or a contract, with Community of Caring and the school district in running the Adult Career Connection Center. But that was not an easy, quixotic venture. We have probably sat in boardroom maybe 2.5 years working on this. And as Mark said, a lot of it's built on data. What are the facts to actually support change? That's what we need to take and know. But again, I see, as Donna says, that we applaud the efforts that you have put forward in your district. And
It's how it was built through partnerships. I'm huge on partnerships. We are, as public organizations or nonprofits, we can empower each other through partnerships. And I see you all doing amazing things here. It's awesome. I wish we had some of the programs you all have up in Woodland Park. So I have three kids in public schools up there right now. So
We have buses. Come on.
yes, well, it's a family conversation we've had, certainly. My son also comes down here and does kendo and Parks and Rec every Friday. So,
yeah,
good stuff going on.
in the very beginning, we said an individual makes a difference, but it's a team that makes a miracle. We're after miracles. Our kids, again, come from this demographic of poverty, 75, 78%. It's poverty of ways and poverty of means.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, we're the only equalization board that they're going to see.
Yeah. So I haven't spoken on sort of why I'm historically interested in Cripple Creek. I had a twice great grandfather named Thomas Harry Pryor, and he was from Cornwall. He came over with his family and actually mined. They lived in Goldfield over there at the turn of the century. He passed away in 1910 from working in the mines. So I grew up even before there was gambling in this community, coming here. My grandma saying that's where my mom was born, things like that. So I'm historic, and the great thing about these libraries here is I went to the Victor Library when I first started here, and they actually helped me with those address book registers. They helped me find my family's address. So they were in Cripple Creek for a while, which I didn't know, maybe a year or two, and then they went out to Goldfield at some point in time. So I have a vested interest in this, I think.
So we're the Bealses and the Conleys, and so we know Tommy Pryor and that family.
Thomas is a name, that was in the family for about 5 or 6 generations going back in England. So I wouldn't doubt. I'm not sure at this point in time. But if there's a Pryor, there's a good chance.
Well, he was generational in the gold mining and still has a home there in Goldfield, kind of below. It's on the mine land. But
The yellow house?
it's right up at the Bull Hill, the top of Bull Hill.
He's still there, huh?
Yes, yes. So I'm sure that it's your relatives. But again, we thank you very much, and we will connect back to you.
Yeah.
And we appreciate the fact that you've reached out to us.
Yeah, I appreciate your time. Like I said, just want to start a conversation, so no pressure either way. I appreciate you having me too, so thank you very much.
We appreciate the time you
At
took.
some point, I'd like to see what kind of benefits that would be, or what it would, you know, because I'm not really familiar why we would switch, or, you know, what would be the reasons why we would, kind of the benefits, and if there's any pros and cons, so to speak,
Yeah.
of doing something like that. And
As I would too. We're both Aspen Cat libraries, so in a way, we're already
combined, kind of. But
we're combined in that capacity. But yeah, that's my big question too. Would there be a return on investment? I view every transaction as a negotiation, and the ideal state of a negotiation is that you come away from it where both parties have a benefit. So yeah, that's the big question. Would there be a benefit? And I don't have a good answer for that at this point in time. But at the same time, I didn't want to start a conversation where it was like, you know, because sometimes you come into a situation, people are like, nope, this is dead in the water. So in that case, time better spent elsewhere. But if you all think it's viable, then I'm happy to do a little bit more of that legwork, seeing if it is worth it.
Yeah, we thank you.
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
For coming up.
You're a bridge builder.
That's definitely, I love to do that.
There's a chasm between northern and southern Delaware County.
Yes.
Thank you.
You bet.
Yes.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah. Is there somewhere I could
Yeah.
possibly exit?
You can
Sorry.
go that way.
Yeah.
It'd be easier.
All right.
Okay. So moving on then, our business meeting. So the final budget workbook approval.
And we apologize that you all are seeing this on the agenda again. There were some items missing, some mistakes, and so now I believe things have been corrected. And then we have, you know, the appropriation resolution and final budget resolution that were not done last time, so.
And obviously the glitch was the resignation of Charlotte,
Correct,
which put us in a bind.
yes.
So the board, what is your disposition to go forward?
We don't have an option not to. Right? We have to have this done by July 1.
But we have done our due diligence to find any errors and correct things, so.
I do know that we can amend this if there is something of concern.
Yeah. You can do that.
Okay, so this is just
Yeah,
boilerplate.
and we have done an amendment in the past. I don't, 1 year was in a December board meeting. So if need be, it is possible.
Okay.
So on number 1, is there a motion?
I move that we approve the final budget of the work.
Okay, a second,
I'll second.
roll call,
Field,
aye.
Green, Brazil,
Aye.
Conley,
Hi.
Reed,
Aye.
Stokes,
Aye.
Okay, then, Miriam, I'm not sure, do we have to read the resolution into the minutes, or because it's typed on this?
we
It-
have to.
Yeah,
I know we have to approve it, but
along
do we
with the
need to
number.
read the
No, just
verbiage?
budget appropriation resolution number 25-01.
Okay, so, questions?
Not for me.
Not for me.
Then we have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 25.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call,
Field,
aye.
Brazil,
Aye.
Conley,
Aye.
Green,
Aye.
Stokes,
Aye.
Okay, then next is the final budget resolution, 25-03.
I move that we approve the final budget resolution number 25-03.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Field,
Aye.
Brazil,
Aye.
Conley,
Aye.
Green,
Aye.
Stokes,
Aye.
So then next is the library, the Cripple Creek Victor, the Southern Teller County Library District contract. And before you get going on that, Mike, we missed you at the meeting on June 2nd. I had a little present for you. So if you would come forward.
That'll teach you.
No, I'm sorry.
So I flew to Canada, and anyway, worked on cleaning my aunt's house. And in this house was on the wall was this picture that an artist friend of hers penned. He's quite well renowned in Alberta. And anyway, when I saw it on her wall, I said, "My God, that's Mike."
Yeah, that is Mike. Sleeping is right.
Yeah, it's a nap after the ride.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
So you're going to get this nap after the ride, and we want to take and say again, we are so appreciative for you coming to this district. Truly, it was 32 years ago.
Right, 32, yeah.
Yeah, 32 years ago. And I have to tell you that I know this very well because of the fact that my son Anthony was in your first class, which was a modular
That's
out here
That's right.
on this other end. Jack McGee, I'm trying to think.
Oh, gosh.
It was Luke Myers. It was the sheriff's kid.
Mike Seal?
Mike Sell?
No.
Sheriff.
You know, yeah, Stan Bishop's boy.
Deputy Sheriff's boy.
But anyway, you had a very strong class. And yes, and I'm going to tell you, you energized them, gave them a life. With all the things, I mean, I could remember, again, the idea of the castles and,
Well, thank you. Yeah,
yes,
that was fun.
all the thematic curriculum.
Thanks.
And then, I mean, I have a lot of memories about Mike, but I'm not going to leave this board to suffer that. But I do remember that.
Mike's thankful for that, too.
Yeah.
Yes, really and truly, so many things.
We'll go into McPee's that we had.
Yes, again, we ended up collaborating on a specials class because we were all in this one building. They were building this one. And so I had 60 kids in the art room at a time, elementary kids. And so Mike and I, we did not dumb down the curriculum. We actually put it up. And I can remember one is that we went with the Three Little Pigs.
I remember.
And we went with a traditional story, and then we went with the story from the wolf's perspective. We actually had Jim McGee, who came in with a live pig, so that all the kids could feel it. And we did
Education is his finest.
yeah, tent making and clay were the two medias that we explored. And so, again, you know, and then all the years that I was with Title IX, there was not a dull moment on that. But anyway, again, Mike, I just know of your dedication and your effort and the great things that you've brought to this community. You are going to be missed. Yes. Here. We can go drinking afterwards.
That's on record.
Was it Chris Squirrel?
Yeah, no, he wasn't in that.
Squirrel.
Oh, no.
I want to say it was one of the Carol
Stan
kids.
Bishop's kid.
Well, yeah, Stan's, I'm trying to think, what was his name? I just, it'll haunt me. Stan's boy. But anyway, I can remember, and then I'll quit. that I was,
That's one of those, I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go, oh yeah.
those kids asked me when they were in high school, at the very last minute, it was like 2 days before school was out, if I would consider being their sponsor to the basketball,
Tournament?
no, workshop at Mesa State. And so, because the coach resigned, and so they had nobody to take them to what was it? It was a whole week of just nothing but basketball. So Shorty was on the board, and we signed up together. It was Beals and Beals. They thought we were brothers. And so they put me in the men's dorm with all the boys. And the first time I come out, and there were all these kids that just had their BVDs and towels wrapped around naked bodies. And I come out of the room, and they said, "Oh, my God, it's a woman in here." I said, "It sure is. I'll go back in my room." You know. But anyway, that's it. And I won't tell no more stories. But again, we thank you. So moving on, is there any questions on the contract?
I would like to just add something before the final approval of the contract. So it's my understanding that there was some contention after the email was forwarded from Tim Miller onto the CCV school board and to you, Tom and Mike. I don't understand it, but I apologize if there was any confusion behind it. What I will tell you is that I received an email from Tim Miller out of the blue. It wasn't solicited. I didn't have a prior conversation with him. And I forwarded that email to the CCB school board and to you two, period. I heard back from Mr. Green and from Donna, who both said, as my boss, we'd like to talk to him more about this. Maybe he can come to the next board meeting. So that's what I did. I did not hear anything from anyone else. Now, the reasoning for that is that silence was supposed to be my message, right? That you all were not interested, but I don't operate that way. If you're not, tell me. Because I spent a lot of time making this work, talking to the board, because I heard absolutely nothing. So in the future, right, if there's anything you want me to know, please just tell me, okay? Because I'm too busy to operate under, silence speaks to me. No, it doesn't, okay? And so if there is any contention, please know that that was not my intention, right? This was simply an email that I received that I shared. That's all, okay? It really makes no difference to me whether you guys want to explore it or not explore it. All I knew is we were struggling to find Mike's replacement. We were getting down to the wire. He was tossing out an idea. I shared the idea. That's all, okay? So thank you. Thank you for letting me speak.
It will be as you ask. And we accept full responsibility for our non-action. It was nothing that you chose to do. The actions are remiss.
Well, I appreciate that, Mike. I just wish it wouldn't have gotten that far.
We will not ignore another email.
Norm, the library board would have been approached if Tim had done it correctly. The library board would have been approached.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that he sent it to me, but he also sent it to Mike. So, but.
Well, it's obvious he didn't understand the relationship between the two boards. I mean, that was pretty obvious when we talked to him.
Yes.
You know.
Well, and I'm going to tell you why I told Miriam yes, because I had no idea this was happening right now. The last conversation we had is we really didn't have any candidates that are qualified.
I'm sorry.
Last conversation we had is we didn't really have qualified applicants.
Okay, yes.
Correct?
June 2nd.
Yeah. So I was seeing that as, maybe there's a source there that can help address the problem. And my caveat was, if something like this were to happen and and we partner with that organization, the Ferguson name needs to stay in the title. I'm adamant about that. You know, I've been here a long time too. But, yeah, I'm not real happy to hear how it shook out. I can tell you, I think the Woodland Park Library and the Florissant Library, now the Divide Library, are doing a stellar job serving the community. And if this helps in the future to even expand the service up here, all about that. So that's where I stand.
I do have one question. I've read this over very carefully, and I have one question. Do you not think it's important that when the president signs this, the signature should be legible?
I think it is legible.
I can read it.
Oh, he's being a fly in the ointment.
Tom is a very good friend.
It's a good thing.
The other thing too, I want to point out, if you see, the agreement that you have in front of you, the library board sent back to you without any changes, that is what you presented to us, we accepted it. It's a 5-year agreement. So, if you wanted to pursue with Tim, you're still locked in 5 years.
Can your board not have a conversation about doing that?
I'm sorry, what?
Can your board not entertain that idea also
In regards to
into
merging,
merging?
we talked, bless you, we discussed this, and again, it goes back to, and I'll reemphasize the marks. We are a conservative, we appear to be a conservative community up here. Granted, Mary, yes, we do have progressive, people here and there. We feel, or the library board feels that we have a different approach towards libraries versus the Rampart Library District. In other words, they're a lot more liberal. And some of the stuff they bring in to their libraries, I don't think you want to see in this library.
And that's exactly why I brought it up.
Yes. And I will point that out to you. And the second thing I want to mention to you is check their financials.
All right. So where,
So
where do we stand on applicants for this?
We actually have an interview scheduled on Thursday.
Yes.
So,
Well, and again, it goes,
I understand 100% what you're saying. I do.
well, and it goes, but again, it goes right back to what we were discussing before. Nothing is going to happen until, first of all, we see what they have in mind. Second of all, it has to be, both boards are going to have to approve.
I
this.
understand that. I'm just saying, if there's an opportunity to staff
Well, if
this
it's something
with
we
qualified
need, if
people,
it's
and
something we
don't have
wanted to do, then we can have that discussion at
There's
this
not a
point.
long line of
Yeah.
people waiting for this job.
No, I'm just saying, Donna, if it's something we decided we wanted to do, that's a discussion we can have down the road. Right now, we don't even know what they're talking about.
Oh, I understand
Yeah.
that. I'm just saying I don't think it should be kicked to the curb without a conversation.
can we move forward with the interview?
Yes, so may I have a motion then to approve the contract?
I move that we approve the library, Cripple Creek Victor STCDL contract.
Second? Second? Can I have a second?
Oh, I'll second it.
Okay.
Stanley seconded.
Okay, roll call.
Beals,
Aye.
Brazil,
Aye.
Conley,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Stokes.
On another note, real quick, the interview on Thursday, if any board members would be interested in participating in that interview, it's Thursday at 11:15. I have a copy of the applicant's resume and application, so if you're interested, let me know. I'll give you a copy of this. And 11:15 on Thursday, right here, we'll do it here.
I'd like to see the application, but I have an appointment already.
All right.
Okay, we'll leave it. Do you have any other questions for the library board?
No. Next time, bring chocolate.
Are you sure?
Yes.
That would be awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Real good one, okay. Thank
Probably
you.
like talk-
You're welcome. Did you have a question?
No, I don't know, I just felt like we should stay till we're done.
Oh, no. As long as you've said your mea culpas, you're out of here.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, yeah,
Unless
Then
you want to
next-
help us with an election stuff,
yeah,
feel free.
okay. You can go forward.
Okay.
Okay, next is, the, informational is the, mill levy override, stakeholder engagement, school board election timeline. Oh, no, the
MLO stakeholder engagement.
the stakeholder engagement, and then that's 1 and 2. Okay, I see it.
Well, what I can tell you on my side is I've reached out to 24 people. I have 4 responses. There's apparently something else going on somewhere that day at that time that is pulling a lot of people. And I don't know if you've talked to Dan Williams or anybody, but I've had tons of people tell me there's a conflict, but I don't know what the conflict is. I don't know if it's a county meeting or what it is. But I was really kind of surprised.
That's gonna be on the 24th, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
At what time?
At 5 p.m. I mean, nothing has been sent out, like, nothing's been put in writing. Do you guys think we need to consider changing the date, or
Well-
what do we do?
Well, if you've sent out 24 invites and you've gotten confirmation from 4,
4 people, and they're married to each other.
2. Well, I
And I'm
I think, to me, it's about, okay, what are our other options? I don't think, we don't want to go into July. And my thing is that even if you just start with a nucleus, if you can get a press release and get some traction, then it's worth trying to do this
Yeah,
on the
I've talked-
24th.
I think I've talked to everything from people that are involved in county level stuff to parents. And part of it tells me that I think it's because a lot of our people that are active in the community, that's the majority of people. I don't know if you talked to Dan Williams or any of those folks.
No, I
You
have,
talked to the Legion?
I'm having a meeting with the Legion next Tuesday.
Well, it's the day of the meeting,
Well, that's the day we have our meeting.
so
But,
you won't be there either.
but we'll be sending, I'll be sending notices out to all of the community Facebook pages tomorrow. As long as I know that we're planning the 25th today and it's here at the school, I will get the notices out. That goes county-wide. So,
It's not the 25th, it's Tuesday. the
25th.
24th.
24th.
24th, yeah.
But didn't you say your Legion meeting's on the 24th?
Hang on.
I thought that was on Thursday.
No, Legion meeting is
26th.
23rd, day before.
On Monday?
Mhm.
I thought that was
That's
on Thursday.
that's the leadership meeting.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
And it's also the Gold Camp Association meeting. So I will be getting that information out, but I'll be sending out notices prior to that, probably next day or so. As long as I know that we've got a date and a time and a location, I'll send the notices out. That'll go out to, it goes out to basically the whole county, because I go to 8 different local groups.
Do you want it that general or do you
Well,
want it specific?
here's the thing. It's a county-wide vote, so yeah, we probably want to get it out to as many people as we
Well,
possibly
Well, it's not
Well,
countywide.
wait a minute.
It's district.
This is stakeholders, so I think we want to pick and choose a group that's going to inform our strategy. Isn't that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is the stakeholder.
Yes.
Yeah, so to me, I mean, I could be responsible for 5 stakeholders to invite them to come. But I would need to compare my notes as to, and I'm going to touch the ones I'm closest to.
That's what I figured.
So I could touch Ted. I think Lisa would be very good on
That
the,
are on my list. and I'm not
so I could
sure.
do Ted and Lisa. I could do Bobby Tech,
I already did that.
okay,
It's gone.
okay. I could do,
And I did Lisa. I got no response.
I could do Amanda. I don't, Amanda and Jim.
I'll get ahold of Chris over at the Elks and Victor,
He's coming.
and,
He's already
well,
confirmed.
yeah, I want to get ahold of the rest of the Elks.
I'm trying to think who else.
Probably Reed
It needs to
Ranger.
be targeted people.
I'll
I
probably
went
get
to
Reed to
people
come.
that talk a lot. To a lot of people all the time. Yeah.
So if you would do Reed, I won't do Reed, or you want me to do Reed?
Well, I'll talk to Reed and Ruthie. I need
Okay.
to see Ruthie anyway, because I've got pictures for her, so.
Okay, so if he does Reed, I think he's a key stakeholder. So who's doing Frank?
I didn't do Frank.
Frank at the city hall?
So,
Yeah. I could do Frank.
okay.
I could do Jay Lyons. They're in that same group, and Jay is alumni. And
I
then,
mean, we're thinking, what, around 25 stakeholders for this first meeting to kind of start talking and spreading the word. What are you all thinking?
I don't think we want any more. I just remember when we had the last time,
It was very
It was
targeted
more of
the
an
last time.
intimate
It was
group.
very effective.
So 20 to 25.
It wasn't
Yes.
just Joe Schmo walking down the street. It was people that actually interact with a specific demographic.
so I guess each of the board is that by Wednesday, I believe I could tell you what my confirmations are to both Miriam and to Dan, who I've said is going to come.
Okay.
Okay, but if I do mine, I would take and say, then who else on the board is going to do? So Stan, in the names that I've said, who can you see as, I think your wife, Shannon, would be excellent to be invited.
And the Taylors, Sierra and her husband.
Who?
Taylors.
Yeah, I don't know them.
She's an employee for the school district,
She
so.
teaches over here at
But
the,
she's an employee at the school
elementary
district.
Who else do you think, Stan, that you could
Sitting over
invite?
here while you're talking about that, trying to think who I could think of that would be as.
Well, I'm thinking about somebody, how about somebody on the thing? What about the council member oh no, it's his brother, the Bowman, that's on the fishing club.
Jared?
Ryan's on the
Ryan.
fishing club, Jared's on Cripple Creek Council.
So is there a way,
Yeah, I can get a hold of both of them.
okay, if he got a hold of Jared and Ryan,
Jared, Ryan, and Shannon.
yeah, what, 2 more?
My thought is Frankie Ashton, who's on Victor's Council.
How about Bud Bright?
oh, Bud'd be real good. Oh, Bud.
How about Bud? And Shannon could get a hold of him.
Oh, yeah.
But you have a lot of interconnection with Bud.
Yeah.
So Bud would be one.
The other
and
one
then-
Might be Cody Schwab,
Oh, Cody, because he's alumni.
and he's city council.
Yeah, how about that?
Jerry Lou, yeah.
What about Frankie or
I got Frankie already.
Yeah,
If you
okay.
want her, do you want
Okay,
Frankie?
they have
what
Frank.
about the other one that's the friend? The
Josh?
guy. Josh.
Josh Mestis.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh would be great, because he's right there at the bank,
Yeah.
and he's communicating, and he could get us a grant,
Who's
5,000.
doing these people? Because I'm keeping track.
Okay, well, if you,
I
Are-
can talk to Frankie and Josh. I know
okay,
them.
you do Frankie and Josh.
Yeah.
I think Becky Parham, She's new for Park and Rec,
That'd be great.
and she's alumni.
And
Well, I
it's
don't know
staff.
who she is, but.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, next staff. So who would get a hold of Becky? Okay, you get a hold of Becky. Well, you're writing the list.
Yep,
And then
you're talking to Becky?
If you would take and generate this list and email it to us tomorrow, Donna,
Oh, I doubt tomorrow will happen, but I'll try.
Just tell
Okay.
me mine, Donna, and I'll write it down right now.
okay?
Stan, you have Shannon, Ryan, Jared, Bud, Cody, and Gary Lou.
All right.
Dan has Becky, Stephanie has Frankie. It's Frankie, Council Frankie, not Frankie.
Yeah,
Moore.
Frankie.
Frankie
And
and
Josh
Josh, they
Mason.
both sit on it.
Mark has Reed. Mary has Ted, Lisa, Amanda, and Jim, Frank, and Jaylen.
And I will reach out to Clinton.
Do you want me to tell you who I've reached out to? Wendy Dillon Schneider, Greg Liverman, Bobby Tech, Corey Bennett, because she talks to everybody, knows everybody, Jeff, Chris and Nancy Hanks, Eric and Lorene, Lisa, Heather Wall, Nathan Sutton, Dennis Peck, Chris Welch,
No one could double if you
Rusty,
show up.
Lori Gloth, Laura Piccolo,
That'd be fun.
Andy Advance Validi, Bill Eric, and Grace Wilson. Nope.
Being mayor.
Annie and Barb. Annie and Barb.
Okay, Annie and Barb. And then the others, if they don't give you any
And
response, I wouldn't
Barb.
push on them.
And
We've
Susan,
already got
Annie and
enough.
Barb.
Huh?
Yeah.
Annie and Barb.
Annie.
And so, then will you do Barb?
Anyone else?
And you'll do Annie? Who's doing Annie?
He is
Dan will do it.
You'll do Annie. Well, I think we got it.
So the 24th of June here.
Here in this boardroom.
No, it's at Crescent because this building is closed.
Oh,
This building is occupied.
And I told my people to park in front first and then back second, so it's easier for them to get in.
okay, so they can come in both doors.
Well, they can come in, C Street's easier.
Okay, C Street. C Street,
I'll have both sets of doors unlocked, though.
okay. Well, I think we got that, don't we?
Yeah. and Kathy.
But then it's a matter of the presentation. So I brought all this stuff. Where is my stuff? So when we had the last one when we had the stakeholders for, the tax initiative, let me see, you put together a PowerPoint, you remember?
Yeah, I shared those with Dan already today, so he's on top of it.
I think I got them all right here.
Do we want some sort of informational flyer sent home with people, a stack to pass out, or no? Not at this meeting?
I wouldn't think at this meeting. So this was the presentation,
Yeah.
this one, and then this one. This is the one you gave to city council.
Yep.
Do you want these, or you don't want
I
them?
already gave them to Dan, yeah.
Okay, then I think I mean, there was nothing wrong with what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take the 1% language off and add the minimum communities to it, but the conversation, I think, is the same.
Okay,
And I'll share that with you by the end of this week. So if you guys have adjustments for that slide deck, I'll make those before next Tuesday. And I guess, I have not attended the previous, the 1% stakeholders, but I am officially, it's a conversation, but as the conversation starter, that's what I'll have a short slide deck put together about, this is the things that are going on in the district, this is what we want to talk about. These are the questions we want to hear from you on. But I'll have that as a presentation.
And
So-
Dan, what we
You'll
did
see that before the district.
after that meeting, because we couldn't use school
Right.
resources, we met at the EMS building,
Okay.
our little crew.
so
and went from there, out of there.
these are all the requirements, and Miriam, you gave us all this May 1st, 2023, and it came from John. You remember that? Which was our lawyer.
Yeah,
Do you want this?
yeah, I'll take that.
Okay? Because that was a lot of information in regards to everything is cut and dried as to what we can do and what we can't do.
Okay.
Aren't you glad I keep all this?
This is all the fair campaign.
I want to go to
practices
the
that
bonfire when you burn it.
we'll go
I was
through.
gonna say, I can only imagine your
Well,
files.
then that's not,
Huge.
23, I couldn't.
But I'm going to tell you, there's relief
23, I
in
don't
sight
know
because
idea
now I'm
where
starting to
it's
burn
at.
some stuff because I'm not going to return to it.
Right.
So, but in the meantime, and then I have saved a lot of things in regards to graphics on this. And so, you know, again, we're not starting necessarily at ground zero. I even saved the graphics from the recall. Okay, so moving on then, the next piece of this is the school board election timeline.
Yeah, so in order to meet, you guys received the timelines and some other resources from Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. But we have to do the formal action to participate in the coordinate election and designate an election official in a board meeting. So, drum roll please, we need to have one quick special board meeting in July prior to July 25th. So can we pick that date? Now I'm thinking no more than 15 minutes, guys. Dan and Tanya, you don't need to be here necessarily, okay?
We'll miss you.
I'm pretty open for July, after the 4th.
Okay.
God, fourth Friday this weekend, yes.
Oh, and can't do that.
Want to shoot for the 7th?
7th is
That's
fine.
the
I'm
anniversary
good.
of our annual hailstorm, you know.
Could we do it on a Tuesday, though? Does it have to be on a Monday?
No, it does not. It
Oh,
can be
okay.
any day of the week.
Can we do the 8th? Because it's easier for me on Tuesdays.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
fine.
I usually work Mondays, but I take off the days that we have school board meetings.
Okay, so Tuesday, July 8th,
Yeah.
what time? Do it anytime.
Can we do it in the morning?
I'm fine with morning.
We can do it anytime.
Yeah.
It's hot.
I'm good, whenever.
Does that work for you?
Somebody give me a time,
Let's
anybody.
do it in the morning, how about 9 o'clock?
I was gonna say
Knock it out and move on.
8 o'clock, because I drop my kid off at the school, so.
6:30.
I'm good with
I
that
don't
too,
get it,
because
wait a
I'll be
minute.
up.
I don't get up until 8.
I was going to say,
Well, I don't get out of the house till 8.
That's my point.
9 a.m.
9.
Okay.
9
Okay.
a.m.
9 on the 8th,
Yeah, Tuesday,
I'll
July
find
8th
on
at
a-
9
you'll,
a.m.
you'll send out an
I'll
email.
let
Of
you
course I
sleep
will.
in.
Okay.
I usually do all of my follow-up calls in the morning. So,
And I looked and Ellen did verify that I don't need anything signed. I just have to have it approved at a board meeting and then have it in minutes.
okay.
Okay.
I'm good there.
Hot
Okay,
interesting.
going forward then, we've got that nailed down.
Okay.
Next then is board reflection. Anybody want to reflect?
I do have one thing I'd like to put on record. Mr. Lee Chamberlain has done an exceptional job with the Boys and Girls State students, and I would like to commend him for such an excellent job and so focused on every step of the way from the time we started talking to the students to the time they went there, to getting them there, and then making sure they got home safe. So I just wanted,
Graduations, we have to see graduation.
Oh,
thank
cool.
you, sir.
That's amazing. Good.
So can we
I'm done.
pull them in and say a personal thank you? Or, I don't know.
I would love to do
I think
that.
maybe the August board meeting would be a great time.
Okay,
I'll make sure that happens, and he can be one of those first applicants to attend.
And the American Legion Post will make sure he is recognized.
I was just really excited to see the VIPs going. as a former girls' state person.
See, you know what I'm talking about. When I say girls' state, that's such a special thing.
It
And
was
we
very
had one
cool.
of our girls
A
almost
lot of
made,
years ago.
well, she almost made lieutenant governor. So I am very proud of our kids. I really am. They all four of them did an excellent job, and we got excellent reports
It
back
was
from them.
great. It was a great experience, so I was really excited that our kids.
It's
were
pretty
there.
special stuff. It really is.
So and I certainly am thankful to everybody who did a great farewell party for Miriam.
Yeah, it was
That
so
was fun.
wonderful. Thank you guys.
Yes, yes.
And not one fight. I was amazed.
Well, you didn't stay that long.
No, I didn't. I did leave.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you weren't
that's
there
true.
till the last cow came home. So. I would like to, if you're out and about
They're in rednecks.
on
What could go wrong?
Saturday, they're doing these great things in Victor at the pavilion. They are the nicest concerts. And both groups, the first one I went to, I was like, it was awesome. Last Saturday's was fabulous. It was just so mellow and nice, and my neighbor and I bartended to give Bobby
Every
Tech a break. We had a
Saturday.
blast. So it was really good. So if you're out and about, go.
And
Okay.
last invitation, this Friday evening at the Heritage Center, the art show is opening up. I forget the name.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's
The
Native
West.
American art and Western art, but they've also included a wall of student art.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
good.
For
Great.
sale as well, and
Yeah.
they're opening at 5:30 on Friday with the Native American blessing over the art show.
Yeah, that's always a good art show. They do that every
And
year.
that was John
And it
Zimmerman.
runs for 2 weeks.
Well, it was
Yeah.
before,
Yeah,
yeah.
they do it. That is always
Yes.
a good show.
So we just love each other. We just want to keep on talking. So may I motion for adjournment?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I
I
second.
second. Oh.
She seconds.
Roll call.